I'm so glad you're here because today I'm going to show you how to make DIY art. That's right, large pieces like this on the cheap. Stick around. But why don't you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe first. Let's get started. To rock this project, you'll need the following supplies. So go ahead and pause the video and take a screenshot. To make the frames, you'll need 3 8-foot 1x2s and 6 6-foot 1x2s. I'll fill any flaws in my wood with this black wood putty. When shopping for wood, try to find boards with no flaws, but you can use a wood putty to fill in any flaws you may encounter. Once it dries, give it a quick sanding and move on to the first coat of paint. If painting your frames, choose a finish that has a paint and primer in one to make the job easier. I'm using Valspar. The color is very black with a satin finish. Paint your boards with a brush or roller. With the brand I chose, 2 coats of paint was perfect. You can also choose to leave your boards as raw wood, or you can color them with some wood stain instead. Next, you'll need a firm styrofoam insulation board. This board is 6 feet tall. I'm going to use my utility knife to cut it down to 5 feet tall. You'll see I've measured and drawn a straight line to mark where to cut. Then I'll stand my board up on its side and I'll make a cut straight down. Try to hold the blade upright as well as you possibly can. I recommend using a brand new blade, and you will have to put a little elbow grease in it. This particular insulation board has a bevel on one side. I'm using my utility knife to cut that off. Now here's where the fun starts. The next supply you'll need is a fabric shower curtain of your choice. Yes, I said a shower curtain. Now I am not the originator of shower curtain art, but I do think I'm taking it to another level here. Think about all the possibilities. There are so many shower curtain designs to choose from. You should have no problem finding a design that suits your style and your aesthetic. Now for this to work, you do need a fabric shower curtain. The plastic ones won't work. Here, I've placed my shower curtain on top of my insulation board, and now I'm just going around and cutting off some of the excess. Now that my shower curtain is cut down to a suitable size, I'll iron it and get out all the wrinkles. The next supply you'll need is some heavy-duty wall covering adhesive. This will be linked in the description. Now you'll want to place a generous amount of the wallpaper adhesive on your insulation board. Take a paint roller and make sure that every area of this insulation board gets covered with glue. You don't want to have any part of the board without glue, because this is what's going to make your shower curtain or your canvas stick to the board. Once your board It's completely covered with the adhesive. Now it's time to add your shower curtain to the board. This might be easier if you do it with a friend. Have them help you lay this down flat on the board, and then you're just going to get down on your hands and knees and you're going to start smoothing this thing out. It's easier if you start from the middle and start smoothing out to the end. So basically you're just going to get down there and you're going to take your hands and you're going to smooth out all the air bubbles and smooth out from the middle to the outside. Once you've got your shower curtain on and it's all smoothed out and nice, you'll want to flip the board over, and now we're going to staple it to the back. Now for this next step, this is why I mentioned that we need a firm insulation board, because now we want to staple the shower curtain to the back of this board. They've got several different types of boards at Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever you choose to go. And some of them are a little soft. The styrofoam is a little soft. And if you try to put a staple in, it's just going to pop right out. So you'll want to choose one that's a little more firm. I'll link the one that I have in the description. So we're just going to go around the edges and we're going to staple this shower curtain down to the back of the board. Now this next step might be optional, but I wanted to make sure that this was really secure. So I got some Gorilla Tape, and I also went and I taped down my shower curtain. So we got it taped and we got it stapled. And here's what it looks like. Here are all three. These are the three shower curtains I chose. Now you can put these up on the wall just like this. You don't have to add a frame. You could be done. I'm going to add a frame. That's coming up next. And for the frame, I took the two 4-foot wood boards that I cut from the 8-foot wood board and stood them against the top and bottom edges. The top and bottom edges are 4 feet exactly. Then I took the two 6-foot wood boards and stood them up on the long edges. The long edges are 5 feet tall plus the height of the boards we just added to the top and bottom. So I need to cut off about 10 inches. But to make no mistakes, I made a mark for where to cut exactly. The next supply you'll need is liquid nails. We will use the liquid nails to adhere the wood boards to the sides of the insulation board. Apply a thin line of the liquid nails to the bottom of the board. Not to the entire board, just the bottom edge where this board will hit the insulation board. I'm also adding a little bit of Gorilla wood glue to where the pieces of wood boards meet. Now all you'll need to do is glue your wood boards onto your insulation board with the liquid nails. Now I did use my finishing nail gun and put a couple nails on the sides, on each side, just to make sure that the board was tightly adhered to the insulation board. You'll also notice that I have some plastic down on the floor. I put that down so that my artwork didn't get glued to my floor. The plastic peels right off. I let this dry for 24 hours and we're good to go. And here are all three finished art pieces. Don't they look fabulous, y'all? You ain't gonna tell me that I ain't Picasso. Now you'll just need to add your hardware so you can hang your beautiful art pieces on the wall. I will link the hardware that I'm using in the description. But basically all you have to do is drill a couple of starter holes and then go ahead and add your hook onto the back with the screws that were provided. And this is the space where I will be adding my 3 new art pieces. And this is the final reveal. Doesn't this look fabulous, you guys? I love it so much. We complemented it with an 8-foot bench, and I put some rechargeable art lights on the ceiling. Now these art lights stay charged for 120 hours, which is fabulous. So these have a very long battery life. I will link them in the description. Eventually, we'll probably have the electrician come out and wire some lights, but this works just fine for now. So that's it, you guys. I really hope you learned something today. I hope that you give this a try. Artwork is so expensive for these larger sizes. So go ahead, go find you some shower curtains and make you some art. Thanks for watching.